Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Dungeon Mastered. I am your host, Dustin. With me is Martin.
Hey, everybody.
James.
Hello.
And Haley.
Hey, guys.
We are going through another town here in our Everdusk mini campaign, we'll call it. If you listened last week, we had just arrived into a big abandoned ghost village looking thing. We had just utterly destroyed a giant spider, and we are about to embark in some shenanigans. But before we do that, just a quick reminder that you can check us out on dungeonmastered.com, where you can listen to previous episodes and interact with the Dungeon Master crew. You can also find us on iTunes, where you can subscribe to the podcast feed. You can rate, review us, and I would prefer that you give us amazingly good scores, because bad ones are gross. You can also find us on Facebook, that's Dungeon Mastered, or you can find us on Twitter at dungeonmastered.com, and I have been remiss to not tell you that you can also find copies of these podcasts on our YouTube channel, the Dungeon Mastered YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and jump right back in. Martin, take us away.
All right. So after destroying the messenger spider, I guess we'll call it, you finally make it to Kingsland. Again, it's a small village with just a great history, except right now what you're seeing is pure ruin. It looks like this has been, decimated forever and is just rotting away. You come in the east section of the town. Directly in front of you is an old fountain with a statue in the center of it, circular pool. Directly north of you is a completely ruined building with just boards and shells and everything has collapsed. South of you are a couple of wells, including a large building that is fairly segmented and pretty, broken down. To the north, you have three buildings that, some one's in pretty decent shape, the other two are pretty raggedy, and then some boulders and trees aside. And then you have the rest of the village to the southwest that you can also venture over to and take a look at.
All right. Is there any, just glancing around, is there any indicator of any kind of traffic, like any movement inside the village, anything that we can see?
No, you get the same kind of feeling that you got earlier, just like you described. It's a tumbleweed kind of situation. As you look into the windows across the way, you can feel something. Something's there. Something almost like it's looking out at you, just from those windows of those abandoned buildings.
Could I do a Arcana check to check if there's any sort of magical entity or
Are you
interference?
Proficient in Arcana?
I do have a +2 because of my intelligence.
You can try. You roll me a 20.
8 + 2.
You don't sense anything.
Cool.
Nothing specifically magical. I don't know if you would have sensed it anyways, but nothing really there that you sense is of a magic incarnate.
But you did say previously that we get that feeling from a specific direction.
Mm-hmm. And most of the buildings that you're right next to, you're getting that feeling. If you move further into the town, you probably would get that same feeling from the buildings that are probably not completely demolished.
Okay. I think maybe we should look around, but I don't think we should split up. We should stay together and maybe explore some of these buildings. Maybe there's some information or some indicator of what we should do.
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, let's go across the way a little further into the town to one of the less destroyed buildings.
Okay. You want to go to one of the northern or one of the...
Let's
southern?
go north. Yeah, I think there's more likelihood of finding something in less destroyed building.
Do you need to work on a marching order?
Well, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll go first, and let's put Maddie in the middle.
And then I'll pull up the rear.
Yeah,
You're so brave, Mr. Rat.
Yeah.
So you're going to go into one of the one of the buildings that are still kind of intact. You go inside. Everybody roll a dexterity check for me, please.
I have a 19.
Okay.
I have a 6 plus 3.
I have a 10 plus 1, so I have an 11.
Okay. James, you start to kind of fall through the floor a little bit. Maddie and Bronson are there to grab you, but you can feel that these floorboards are there's probably a basement or a cellar underneath. So you want to make sure that you're mindful walking in and out of these buildings. You walk into the building and there's just scrapes all over the walls. There's scrapes, and then there's almost like letters and glyphs. Does anybody have Dwarvish or Orcish?
I have Dwarvish.
I have Dwarvish as well.
I have Orc.
Okay. You look at the script on the wall, and you can tell it's not Dwarvish because it's just rough. It's not specifically angular like Dwarvens are with, how structured they are. It's very rough and ragged, and it just says doom, death, despair, anger, envy. It just has an array of different things.
We can't get out. They're coming.
It's it's all of those different things. It's, wake up, sleeplessness, everything, all the negativity that you could imagine is just pent up in this building, and you feel it. You feel it. You don't need a gust of breeze or anything. It's just there, and it's pretty unsettling.
Well, let's look around. I'd like to investigate the area, then just look around.
Okay.
Into things, doorways, whatever.
So you go through. There's not much other than a lot of those words. Everybody's making sure that they're careful where they're stepping. There is a cellar. There's old bottles down there. You think of wine, but most of it's dried out and fairly powdery. So you can tell it's been abandoned. There's dust everywhere. You don't see really many footprints or anything like that have unsettled the dust. But then again, you're not sure how long this has been there that way. So other than that, there's probably not much more in this room that you'd have to worry about.
Okay. Well, let's go to the next building over.
Okay. Are we going to go straight into it, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go a little more carefully this time, but I'll still lead the way.
This building specifically has 2 just sets of bones in the southeast corner. You don't see too much in the room. You see a lot of that script again. It also looks like those bones were gnawed on. And then you also see that there's a hand that's closed, even with the way it's just bones, that there's a fist.
Make my way over towards that very carefully, mind you.
Okay.
No,
and you're fine. You get over there, you feel kind of slippery on some of the boards. They're definitely loose, and you can see a few holes in the floor that go way down.
Okay. I'm going to check the bones.
Okay. You check the bones, and you kind of just start prying it open, and right there is just bright gold. Just bright gold that you can see. And as you pull it open, that bird on Maddie's shoulder starts to flutter. And it's starting to tweet a little bit and look back and forth. And then all of a sudden, it starts slamming up against the walls. And you look in your hand, and you can see a half circle. But you don't have a lot of time to do it because there's an amazing roar outside of the building. And the bird kind of knocks itself a little senseless and settles back on Haley's shoulder and is just dancing right there, chirping away, just in pure panic.
So it came from the road behind us?
It's coming from the west, from
the
what you
west?
can tell. Now, you have all 4 walls in this building. The bird's kind of settled down a little bit, and it hasn't taken off again. So you have a couple choices. You can investigate, or you can hunker down. It had been several hours, so you feel like it's nighttime right now.
Let's continue to look around, but
Mm-hmm.
and see if there's anything else here. But maybe we should just stay in here so that whatever is out there, we're not out there with it.
How many windows are on this floor of the building?
There's 2 windows on just either side of the north and the south.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and draw my short bow and stand next to a window to kind of look out to see if I see anything.
Okay. And you don't, whatever it was definitely a pretty good distance away from you. But nonetheless, it was enough to shake the walls. And there's nothing left on the bodies either.
That was that a physical object, or was that...
That's a physical object. In fact, it very much matches what Haley had, in the sense that this was bright gold in a sinewy serpent type of thing. And in fact, it's got almost like a mother of pearl inset to it, which makes it white.
And I'm aware that she has that.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Maddie, child, bring me that medallion.
Here you go.
All right, just take a look. Can I put them together?
You can feel that they are the same shape and that there is something about it that could possibly fit it together. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Ooh, can I?
I don't want you to
Oh.
sneak off with it.
Bwomp, bwomp.
No, really?
Natural 1.
Even with that, you feel like you should know how to do this. Something tells you should, from all the little games and things you used to play with Master Maddox's toys and stuff like that, the little puzzles, pieces and things, that you should be able to figure this out. But something is keeping you from being able to do it. There's just something there that's not clicking and working right. But you do recognize that they fit together.
Well, I'll hand it off. I'll give Maddie her piece back and let her keep that,
Okay.
since it means something to her. But I'm going to keep the other piece
Okay.
until a day when I'm not as dumb, apparently. And then
Intelligence is really
just
low.
proceed to do I guess we need to get situated for a rest.
Mm-hmm. The bird's kind of settled down, so you don't see anything. I mean, it was pretty freaked out, and it's like a bird trying to escape from a building for just that second, but it's fine now.
Is there a fireplace in this building?
There's no fireplace.
No.
Is there any way we could start a fire?
You could start a fire. It would be in the middle of the floor.
Can we not burn ourselves to death?
Yeah, I would in an old destroyed building. Let's not start a fire. Let's
Never
just
mind, that was bad.
yeah, it's okay. I
I
mean,
mean,
is
want
it,
to go ahead and rest for the night.
yeah. I mean, is it cold? Is it anything like that, or is it?
It's not specifically cold. It's cool, but no different than in the shade would normally be.
All right. Well, I have as a part of my equipment, I have a winter blanket. So
There you go. Yeah,
we'll-
that would be perfect.
we'll just lay that out and let everybody take a rest and swap watches again.
I can take first watch.
Okay.
I'll take second.
I'll take third again.
Is everybody going to take watch? You going to take watch from inside the building?
Yes, I'm going to stay near the window near the main entrance with my short bow.
Okay. You don't sense anything. Everything is mostly okay throughout the night. You just don't like this place. You don't like anything that's going on here, and you haven't even been through almost all of it. You go through your watch, Bronson, and there's nothing, nothing happening. Maddie, you go through yours and everything's fine, and you get kind of the sense of it's been past morning, so you need to wrap up, and anything else you're going to do in this town, you need to go ahead and start doing it.
What should we do now? I mean, we've found what we're here to find.
Well, he just said go west to Kingsland, and here we are. But what are we supposed to be looking for in here? I don't see Karn anywhere. I don't see any dark entity. I just don't like this ominous feeling.
You can feel an unbalance. What's going on in this town?
I sense a disturbance.
In the Force?
No. This is not Star Wars. I sense a disturbance in the balance. There's something about this town that's not right. I want to look around more.
And so you've got about 3-4 buildings left that you could probably look through.
Okay. Well, since we've found pretty much what we're looking for, we'll just go from building to building, and we're still being careful, but we're not investigating quite as like this is a more let's check out what's going on and then get out of here kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And so you kind of look around the different areas, and for the most part, you don't find a lot of stuff going on. It feels like this town had been mostly abandoned for a reason, but people had left pretty hastily to get out. One of the last few things you can take a look at, and you've spent probably a couple hours taking a look, is to go and look at the statue. And on this statue, it's just of a beautiful woman that has her arms out just to the world, almost just welcoming everybody into her arms. And at the base of this is a book, a tattered little book. And it speaks of the fallen. Does anybody want to pick it up?
I'll pick it up. I'd love
After
to pick it
you.
up.
So you pick up this book, and it starts telling you a little bit about the fallen. It goes a little bit further back to the creator and what he had made. And when the creator had made this world, there were several entities. There were many entities that he made, and those entities were put in place to help populate the world and create this with him. And this goes into the whole section of the fallen, when their great lord was cast down for a sin that was unforgivable. And the fallen had decided that he shouldn't have paid such a harsh price and went against the creator. Well, then the creator also had the entities that understood his direction and action. And there was a great battle. There was a great war. And when the creator had imprisoned this entity into the underworld, he had cast down a large crystal. And this crystal had made a humongous crater in the ground. And lots of things came from this. This crystal had an abundance of magic. There were many people that lived near it that they started living longer, many years longer. They started developing slightly pointed ears and ability to wield all types of magics. There were creatures that worked underground a lot of time. Certain types of humans that worked underground that became very stunted but very strong and strong-willed. There were all kinds of different effects that really changed a lot of the races and the way things worked. But unfortunately, that evil power that was imprisoned away could still touch the world because he still had those that followed him and those that were very strong. And so with the last of the magic of those that lived so close to the crystal, they had cast it back up to the sky. So that way, even during the night, the creator could look over and watch over his world. But then that also made that prison a little bit weaker. And so the kings that came from Kingsland, the kings and queens, they had bloodlines and blood ties to those great entities. And they were able to fight back and imprison all of the other fallen except for a handful. And it goes into specific detail of a couple that were not imprisoned. One of them was, they call her the White Eyes. and she is one that is ever blind. She's also called the Conjurer of Doom, the Blind Spider. Her name is Aelin. Now, Aelin lives far, far to the north. She's been blinded, and she is one that seeks a way to create an apocalypse, a destruction that can bring about her great lord again. But her problem is that she has been cursed with an ever blindness that does not allow her to read anything. And so she takes wanderers in, and she has them read her books. And she has a vast library, a library so huge that if you spent your whole life walking it, you would need 5 lifetimes to get through it all. And because of her blindness, she is lost in her own labyrinth. And she's not sure where that book is that has that specific spell. So when those wanderers come in, she coaxes them into reading them to her. And eventually their usefulness is gone, and then she has no more use for them. The other one is Karis. Karis is the prayer of the weak. He's the envier. He is the pestilence. He's the gnasher of teeth. And he's also called the powerless. He's the weakest of all of them. He was cursed with the inability to use his powers. And so forever, he has just that little trickle of ability to do great harm to people in just mean ways. Not to do real damage, but to do serious things. These are 2 of the ones that are still there in the world and still there that cause great influence beyond your notice. The book doesn't go into much more detail. It starts to crumple away as you're reading it. But you get the sense of a feeling of there's legends and details that just scratch the surface, and that you've really stumbled on to a great perilous type of journey. Maddie, you reading this aloud, I assume?
Yeah.
And you spend a good amount of time reading this book, and one of the things that she notices is that there's a little bit of orc script in the back. And it says, just in the back of it, that the key will come from those born of shadow and light. Now, everybody roll me a perception check.
16 plus 3 is 19.
Okay. James gets a feeling that something's there. What about you?
I rolled a 1.
You are just happy where you are.
I'm very pleased. I can kick really high.
I rolled a 10 plus 1, 11.
Okay. James or Roland gets just that feeling that, oh man, something is there. And as you turn back and look over your shoulder, you almost think they're fireflies. But they are in a pair, and they move together.
Can I shoot my short bow at it?
If you would like to pull your short bow out, you see it just across from the tree, more towards the road, where that large sound was.
Does anybody else see those floating things that look like eyeballs over in the corner? I'm assuming that's a no.
No. I saw a book.
Where was that?
Right
Where do you see this?
over by the trees, over towards the street. You see those 2 pairs of floating, look like fireflies? Could be eyes.
I want to look that way.
You look over there, and there's these, not just 2 pairs of eyes, but several pairs of eyes that are just coming towards you with a lumbering gait. And then you hear this great roar, and then you hear whispers. Come here. Over here. It's okay. Come here. And it's just a strange combination of just a large roar and then these just beckoning calls and whispers.
We need to hide until we know what this is.
Yeah, the bird is, by the way, also flipping his lid. He's kind of hanging with James, trying to say, hey, let's go.
Can I do a stealth roll?
You can, but they can see you.
It's kind of useless.
Rats.
That's how he got his name.
So this is from the other side of the tree.
This is from the other side of the tree.
On the road.
Right.
All right.
And you can see they're kind of floating back and forth. coming over. And you probably have, maybe 30 seconds to really kind of make a choice on what you want to do with it.
I'm going to tell the two. Well, if we go, are there any entrances to any of the buildings near us?
Nope.
So we got a big bunch of destroyed buildings.
Yep. You could make an attempt to crawl over these. Now, these are not exactly what they look like. This is just what I'm using as an example. So there's intelligence there.
We need to find shelter. We need to get somewhere where we can battle on our terms. Let's run back the way sort of that we came. Maybe a little bit south. Does that building look relatively intact?
There's no roof to it at all. It's
walls.
Pretty, there's some walls, yeah.
And a door.
They have to go through the doors right there on the east side.
Let's get into that building. We can, I think, situate ourselves better. I want to stand at the doorway to this building.
I'd like to stand right to the side of it to hopefully do a surprise attack, sneak attack.
Do I have to draw my sword because I don't think I have a pouch big enough for it, or do I always have it out?
Do you always have your sword out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's big. It's got straps. You wear it on your back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I want to be like a human barricade at the doorway. And
I'll come in with my meat.
Maddie, I want you to stay beside me. Anything that comes through this door, you crush it. Roland.
Don't die.
Stand back, and if you can shoot anything with your bow, do so.
Just don't make it us.
I'll look for line of sight.
And you start hearing a noise kind of almost like a whole bunch of cicadas. And you see these glowing eyes in the dusk, and they start taking form. And you can see these are humanoid forms. This is not... there's intelligence there. They're fully intact for the most part. But there's something wrong. There's something really bad. And their eyes, they're not fireflies, but their eyes have almost like little flames coming up from them as they're coming towards you. And they're going to come up, and everybody roll initiative.
14 plus 3 is 17.
3 plus 1 is 4.
I have 6.
You still beat me.
We also had a 6, so you and I will re-roll.
Critical event.
Critical contest.
12.
4. All right. And now Haley and I will re-roll again now.
Oh,
Because I rolled a 4, which is what she rolled.
8.
All right.
No.
So you're better than
8.
James. Wait a minute. Who was 6? You were 6.
James goes first,
Yeah.
then me, then apparently Haley, then you. But do I get an attack of opportunity? Anything coming to the door?
Yeah. You've got a couple that are coming straight towards the door. You've got one next to where you're at that's pounding on it, trying to break away the boards. The rest are slowly kind of getting there and seeing what the other two are doing. They're going to be doing the same thing.
Well, I'm going to attack. That's a 7.
No,
Okay.
that will not hit.
Can I, do I have line of sight to the creature that Dustin was attacking?
Partly, yeah. You got enough, but if you try and reach, you're also gonna.
What about with my short bow?
You're too close for your short bow. You need to have a distance of 60, I think it is.
Actually, 80.
80. So you have to have a distance of 80.
Then I will take my short sword out. And can I stab towards the wall, the one that's attacking the wall?
You want to try and stab the one that is trying to bang through?
Not really, but if he's got something through, if I can lop off a hand or something.
He doesn't have anything through, but he's banging. The boards are coming down.
Okay. I'll try the one at the door to see if I can at least stab at it.
Okay.
That is a 10 plus 5 is 15.
Okay, you hit.
All right. 3 plus 3 is 6.
And now while this is going on, you hear a large roar. And all of a sudden, kind of like the Jurassic Park, boom, boom. And it's coming from that direction that you previously were. And then you don't even think that's as big as the first one you heard.
Let's crush these. Let's crush these fools.
And get
Right.
moving.
My turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to attack. That's a 19 plus 4.
Yep.
All right. So quarterstaff, die 6. Wow. That's a 1 plus 4 is 5. And then I'll do my bonus attack. That's an 8.
An 8 does hit.
And that's die 4. 2 plus 4. So 6 more damage to that guy.
Okay. That one's going to fall where it is, and it's going to have a couple more start taking its place.
Do I get attacks of it?
You'll get an attack of opportunity on the one that just came up.
If I can say it. Bataka.
We're going to use it's a reaction.
All right, so 8 plus 4 is 12.
Yep.
5 plus 4 is 9.
Do I also get an attack
9 damage.
of opportunity since I'm diagonal?
No. You're not. You're still. Your line of sight is going to allow you to try and stab at it if you want to, but because of that wall and the other guy beating down right next to you, which he's torn down a good chunk of it. Now the rest of them are trying to actually tear this thing down.
So my turn's done. Madeline?
I can't fight anything right now.
Okay. So what would you like to do,
I'd like to tell. What's his name again?
Bronson?
Bronson.
Bronson. I keep thinking it's Branson. Bronson, can you please move out of the way?
I'm just going to reply no. Just be ready.
Well, you could take up post in a couple of other spots where there are these creatures trying to break in. So there's a spot above and below. Or you can stay right where you're at.
Which one has a bigger hole?
The one next to James.
Then I'd like to go there.
All right. Now mine's going to make an attack. 16.
That's 17 armor class.
Oh, just didn't make it. The others are just going to continue to whack down at the door. They'll probably be able to break in the next couple rounds. Again, you hear another big roar, and boom, something is lumbering this way. All right, top of the round.
All right, so there's still no chance for me. The guy breaking through the wall, he's not like sticking his arm through. Do I have a clear
He's
line of
starting to
sight?
flail in.
Okay.
A good bit. You see a big gaping hole, probably the size of
I'm not
2
going
or
to
3
incur any
boards.
kind of penalty for trying to stab through.
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to try and stab the one directly on the other side of the wall with me, trying to break through.
Okay.
That is an 11 plus 5 is 16.
That'll hit.
That is a 1 plus 3 is 4.
Okay. Bronson.
I'm going to attack the guy in front of me. That's 12. 8 damage.
And that will knock that one out.
All right. With my bonus attack, can I reach anybody?
Not quite yet. You could try and reach over to the one that Roland is working on right now. They are kind of intertwined, but he's probably on the lower half of that 5-foot space working with Roland. So not much you could really reach to at this point.
Okay. I'll just wait.
Okay. All right. Maddie.
It depends. How big is the hole now?
I don't know if it's a great sword big where you can thrust that thing through. Do you have a dagger or anything else?
Will a hand axe work?
You could use a hand axe.
Can I use just one, or do I have to use both?
You can use as many as you can hold.
Actually, I'm going to use both.
So you're going to attack with both of them? Okay. Now, in the terms of attacking with both, since you're not proficient in two weapon, that means you will not get any of your bonuses on your second attack.
Can I change my mind then?
Yeah, I'm fine with you changing your mind.
This guy's taking forever. Is there any other place I could reach? Where is there another hole?
They're all about the same size hole.
She's just like, can I hack down this
That's
wall
all
and
she
help
wants
him
to
out?
do. I swear. I think I'm surprised she hasn't said it.
Oh, I'm thinking it.
All right. So what do you want to do?
I'm still waiting.
Okay, so you're not going to take your hand axe out? Okay. All right. So zombies time. Not zombies. Sorry, these aren't zombies. I like using
And
zombies.
I'll just go ahead.
And one moves up.
And that's a 16.
Yep, that'll hit.
Yep. And 8 damage. I keep rolling 4s. And what are you going to do?
All right.
Any damage from the creatures outside?
Nope. They're still just focused mostly on taking the boards down.
Okay. Top of the round.
Yep.
All right, so I guess I'm going to attack the one on the other side of the board. Since he's attacking the board, can I use that as a chance to do a sneak attack since he's distracted?
No, it's very creative. But you can just do an attack on him right now.
All right, fine. I'll do an attack. All right, I roll a 19 and roll a 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 damage to that guy.
Okay. 5 damage. All right. Bronson.
Bronson is going to kick this guy in the face. So that's 12
Okay. That'll hit.
and 6 damage. And with a follow-up backhand, that would be a 15 with 6 damage.
Okay.
So I thump him on the head with my staff, and
Lots of thump.
then I backhand him right across the mouth.
Yeah, that one's down. That one's way down. Okay. Maddie.
How big is that hole?
It's, this one's kind of struggling a little
So
bit.
weak. Can I help him?
You could. What would you like to do?
So my sword can't fit through there?
No, that sword is not fitting. It's not really how you wield that thing.
Is there any way I can make it go faster? Like make it mad or...
I don't think so. I think they're pretty mad. They're kind of taking boards down to get to you, so they're pretty mad.
This is so...
If you would like to kick a few boards down or knock a few down and take a swing, I'll allow it.
Yes, please.
Okay. So Maddie kicks one board and slams the butt of her great sword into another, and then she decides to go ahead and attack on the other side.
18 plus 6, so 18, 9, 20, 20.
Okay, that'll
24,
hit.
24. Math.
Go ahead.
Okay. I got a 4 and a 1, but I can re-roll the 1. And I get a 5, so 9.
Okay, and you re-rolled that because of...
Re-rolled that because of great weapon fighting.
Okay, that allows you to re-roll your weapon damage if you roll a 1 or 2. Okay, so how much damage?
9 plus 4, so 13.
All right. Now it's my turn. I'm going to have
Rage. Rah.
this first one is going to come down, and
Is that an
that would be
attack?
a reaction. That's correct.
Do I have an opportunity?
I think we're going to check the rolls on this character later.
All right, so that's a 7 plus 4.
That'll hit.
5 damage.
Okay. Now it's going to roll an attack. 11.
Nope.
Nope. James, this one's going to reach in at you. I'm sorry. Roland, this is going to reach in at you. 19.
It's like the old Legend of Zelda game, like the hand coming through the wall.
Just drag you out
That'll
of
be
shirt.
2 damage. And Maddie, since you decided to open up an additional door in this building,
Yeah, so much for safety in our structure from the dinosaur coming in.
He was about to do it,
8.
so
that's 8 damage.
okay.
Or, I'm sorry, that's an 8 to hit, so.
No, that won't hit.
Nope.
No.
Alrighty. So it is the second round, and you hear something, again, menacingly big, and it is it's right outside of there. And you feel it approaching. However, we still have these last few that are in front of you before you can see what's coming.
All right.
All right, I'm going to try and stab through the one against the wall again.
Okay.
A 2 plus 5 is 7.
You knock down another board.
Yay!
All right. I'm going to go after the guy directly in front of me. A 2
Ooh.
plus 4. 6.
No. That is not
Bonus
gonna do it.
attack. 8 plus 4, 12.
Yep, that'll do it.
6 damage.
Okay.
Backhand across the face.
And that knocks that one right off the
I got
map.
the backhand of death.
The back.
I'd hate to be a
Times
redheaded
your feet of
stepchild
fury.
around you.
The smack. All right. Haley, you're up next.
How's that hole coming along?
It's big enough. You already hacked through it once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't remember kicking that down?
Out of frustration. 4 plus 6 is 10.
Okay, that'll hit.
Okay. I got a 6 and a 6. 12 plus
All right.
4, so 16.
That'll clear that one out of the way. Now this one's going to reach through at you, Mr. Roland, and knock down another board. I'm assuming a 3 doesn't hit.
No, not at all.
No. Okay.
I do feel a little insignificant in this. I've been fighting the same guy for 4 rounds now, and I haven't killed him yet. Dustin's character's gone through, what, 4?
I told you, I'm standing in the doorway, and anything that wants to come in has to go through that door.
And Haley, you've not only defeated a guy, but you've also defeated a wall. I'm still struggling with my wall. I feel very just down on my luck right now. So I'm going to try and stab at this guy, and I'm really hopeful I can do some damage.
That's good because there's a big fella coming.
I rolled a 10.
Okay.
Plus 5 is 15.
That'll hit.
All right. A 5 plus 3 is 8. Hopefully I killed one thing this campaign.
You did finally finish that one off. And the big fella arrives with a monstrous roar. And he's going to come in directly in front of Bronson and Roland.
Are we re-rolling initiative?
We're not, because this one came in at the end, so he's automatically going to get lumped in at the end.
Okay, so this is a new round that I'm starting since I had the new
Nope,
initiative?
you're going to get an opportunity of
Because he came out.
attack as a reaction, and then so will Roland get that as well as his turn.
And Bronson.
And Bronson.
All right, rolling my
Attack of
attack
opportunity.
of opportunity. A 6 plus 5 is 11.
That'll hit.
Ooh. 4 plus 3 is 7.
All right. That's an 18
All right.
and 10 damage.
All right, Maddie, you've got an opportunity that you can go out the hole that you made and take a swipe. You're in range, so you're not going to incur an attack of opportunity.
15 plus 6, so 15, 16.
Okay, that'll hit.
21. And then
Very.
I
She's
got
going
a
with the mat
3
roll.
and a
Yeah.
5. So 8 plus 2, so 10. Plus 4, 12.
Oh, okay. Yep. We want to make sure we have our math right.
Stupid math.
So dumb.
I can't even play fun games.
You're going to ace your math test on Monday.
All right, so
Addition.
those are attacks of opportunity. So now,
Well, hers was an actual attack. She moved an attack. So if you didn't take your attack, you can go ahead and take it now.
I didn't take mine either.
yeah, we would have.
You had already went previously. This was still the
I
same
get my
round.
zombie guy.
He'll go at the end. So you
You
got
killed yours last, so yeah, it would have been my turn. 14.
Okay, that'll hit.
That's 6 damage. And let's see. Do I want to attack again, or do I
How
want
much was that?
6?
6.
Yeah, I'll just attack again. I'll do my bonus. 9.
That'll hit.
That'll be 5 damage.
Well, we're chipping away at it.
It was attack of opportunity, man.
Yep. All right. And we actually did your move and attack previously. You didn't get an opportunity specifically because there was still that wall that James has. Okay. Yes, I'm sorry, Maddie. I was speaking to you. All right, so this big fella is going to take a big sweeping blow. This is a very large. You can't tell exactly what it is. It does have kind of greenish skin, which is kind of ominous. And a 12.
To
You.
me, Bronson.
Bronson.
That's a miss
All right.
because I'm nimble.
I swear.
Move like the grasshopper.
We're going to look this back up later. All right, top of the round.
All right, top of the round. Since he's attacking Bronson, can I do my attack and sneak attack?
He takes up 4 squares, so it doesn't.
I'm trying.
His focus is on Bronson, so I'll allow a sneak attack.
16 plus 5 is 21.
Yep, that'll do it.
2 and 2 plus 3 is 7.
I would like to crane kick.
What is that?
His knee.
Yeah, well, I rolled a 15, so
That'll do it.
that would be 19. And it's going to be 5 damage, and I'll backhand. Does a 12 hit? Yeah.
It does.
I backhand for 8 damage. The back of my hand does more damage than my quarterstaff.
Also, then more damage than I do.
It's that bonus attack, dude. Like, it's level 1 monk feels like a level 3 or something character. He's way out of his league. He doesn't have very many hit points, but you can't hit him.
All right, Maddie.
Okay. I got a 16.
Okay, that'll hit.
2 and a 2, but I can re-roll both of them
Yep.
because of great weapon fighting. A 2 and a 5, so 7 plus 4 is 11.
Still chipping away.
Mm-hmm.
All right, he's a little tired of the smack down that Bronson is providing, so he's going to go after Bronson. Will a 19 hit?
Yes, it will.
All right. So, how many hit points do you
11.
have? Okay. Yeah, you're going down to 1.
Wish.
Yep. So you're down to 1
Okay.
on this guy. Now we're back
Top
at
of
the
the
top.
round. All right. Stabby. Plus a sneak attack.
Go right ahead.
All right.
You can still focus on
And that's a
the
1.
critical miss.
Critical
so
miss. I'm just going to start crying now.
That's fine. We're going to let you cry. We are going to let you cry 100%. All right, Bronson.
I'm going to Kamehameha.
What in the world is that?
It's before your time.
I'm going to do 2 backhands.
Very good.
13.
Okay, that'll hit.
8 damage. And the backhand. Another 13.
That'll hit.
5 damage.
Maddie?
17.
That'll hit.
6 and a 3, so 9 plus 4, 13.
That'll do it. And that'll level that big guy out, and he just screams in rage. And as he falls down, all of a sudden you hear a rumbling, just and it's coming from the far end, and this is much, much bigger.
Should we run away from the loud noise?
The bird has already taken off, and
Yeah.
she's hovering right there towards the entrance that y'all previously came into the town, and she's ready to go.
Yeah, I believe we'll go that way. I'll limp over that way, and we need to get out of here.
Mm-hmm. So everybody starts moving towards that entrance area, and as you turn around, there's just this dark, imminent presence, almost like a cloud. You're not really sure what it is, but it's coming and coming on fast. And there's not going to be any time for rest. This will be booking it as far as you can for as long as you can. And this will also require another skills challenge.
Yay. All right. Initiative.
Yep. All three of you will roll your initiative.
18.
All right. So
Plus my 3?
James.
6.
7. Yay.
All
Oh,
right.
7, sorry.
So we got
Oh, we both had a 7.
Forgot plus 1.
All
Do
right.
we reroll?
no. Do you have a 7 plus your bonus?
No, mine was a 7 with the bonus.
Mine
And
too.
Yours was okay. Reroll.
16.
4. Not 3. 4.
All right. Didn't change a thing. All right. So it's going to be Roland, Bronson, and then Maddie. This will be a large skill challenge. You're actually going to have to get 4 out of 6 on this one. Okay. This one has a bit of a different difficulty.
In this is us just trying to escape the town to get away from this large, ominous, dark cloud of badness.
You have a feeling that this is something that Jane had talked about, something about a great evil being in here, and this is something that you have to get away from. There is no time for rest, healing, or anything. You're going to be trying to get straight out of this forest and moving it back to the town.
All right, I would like to do a athletics roll to sprint as fast as I can to the east, back the way we came to the main road.
Okay.
That is a 3 plus 4 is 7.
That's first fail.
Yay.
All right, so you're booking it, and you kind of stumble over a couple pebbles and rocks in your way, and Maddie and Bronson just kind of start blowing right by you.
All right. Well, he used what? Athletics?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm going to use acrobatics, seeing as how my backflipping worked so well before.
It did.
I'm going to use acrobatics to make sure that I don't trip over anything.
Okay.
That's a 16 plus 6.
That'll pass. All right, so we're 1 for 1. Maddie, you're up next.
Since Dustin didn't use athletics, has been a space between us. Maddie could use athletics if she wanted to, correct?
Everybody's got to use a different one.
Ah.
Yeah, no repeats.
Could survival help me in any kind of way?
So you can use your survival to make sure you're on the right bearing.
Yeah, to make sure we are going east.
Mm-hmm.
13 plus 2, so 15.
All right. So we've got 2.
All right, Roland.
Top of the round.
Or is it Roland?
It's Roland.
Roland.
Roll fail.
I'm going to use perception to make to kind of see how far that thing is from us, to kind of see if it's like right on top of us.
Okay.
And critical fail. 3 plus 3 is 6.
You it doesn't take much to look back and stumble slightly again and see this mass behind you of just blackness with all of these pairs of fireflies just swirling around, jumping around all over the place as high as the trees and tearing down some of these trees to come after you.
For my turn, I am going to use medicine to staunch the blood flow that is currently gushing into my eyes to keep me from stumbling.
Okay, so a hasty bandage real quick just to
Oh, yeah.
help out. All right.
That's going to be a 23.
Yeah, that'll do it. So you're booking it along. You're just kind of staring at Rolling the Rat like, really, guy? And you're sitting there wrapping yourself just like a Harlem Globetrotter
Like-
with a basketball.
Like, really, guy? You can't stealth? I mean, come on.
All right, Maddie, this is the big one. This is pass-fail.
This is terrible. I only have intimidation.
All right.
And I'm not going to stop there and say, get away from us. So
You could.
I could die.
Well, you could.
Are we going to fight this at some point? Because I can start now.
You could tell Roland to get off his junk.
He's
Intimidate
He's
him.
failed.
You could
You
intimidate me to
you
actually
could
succeed.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that is true. You could intimidate.
How fast would I run?
You run just as fast as Roland does and everybody else.
You could give me a kind word via intimidation.
Or stop stumbling. Get
Okay.
your butt.
All right. Let's, whoa.
Family friendly. Come
We
on.
get
No,
it.
that sounds
right.
like a winner there.
There we go. So you're going to intimidate Roland into moving his rear.
1 or
No, that's up on
7.
the ruler.
7.
Reroll.
No,
That's
no.
up on the ruler.
Good.
No, this is not good. It's just has to be clean.
18. So would this be the plus 6?
This would be your-
Plus 2. Oh.
Yeah.
So a 20.
Very good. All right. So she intimidates Roland. This is not the first time we've done this, is it?
Squeak.
Well,
So-
females in general tend to
Intimidate.
intimidate him.
Very much so.
So you're able to really book it, and y'all feel it. It is coming and crashing in. You've got Maddie saying, Roland, you've got to move it. You've got Bronson just, he is just flight of foot, just booking it through, making sure everybody's okay. Everybody's finally getting there. You get to the edge of that forest, and this thing just crashes right into the trees, and you just keep running straight for the town. And you feel this thing coming out slightly, and it creeps about as far as it can, and then it starts to retreat back in. And it's got that kind of sound of a cicada with those little whispers everywhere, and that just anger and roaring just settling back into the woods. Not wanting to stop, everybody completely books it back to the town. Unfortunately, when you get back to the town, it's on fire.
Dun, dun, dun. There's your twist. No.
Wait.
I think this is a pretty good spot to call it. We're a little over an hour, and we're in pretty rough shape. One of us is almost dead. But yeah, this has turned out to be pretty good. We'll we'll attack the rest of this and jump back in on it at a later date. But everybody have a good time. Any parting thoughts?
Now, this was fun. It's a different twist. I got to expand on rolling from what I played initially. That kind of introduced me into 5th edition. It was fun.
Yeah. What'd you think, Haley? It's your first game.
It's like when it's your turn, you're like, oh, I better not fail.
But then you don't, and you kick the wall down, and you start cleaving and clobbering and crushing zombies. It's pretty good.
I got bored.
Yeah. Well, you're playing your character very well. All right. Well, thanks, Martin. We'll pick this up at a later date, and we'll see. Hopefully, by the time we come back, the town is not completely burned down yet. Hopefully, it's still on fire, perpetual fire. For Martin, for James, for Haley, I'm Dustin. We want to thank you for listening to this mini campaign on Dungeon Mastered, and we will catch you later on.